I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live from the NYSE with Jeff Marks, Senior Portfolio Analyst for Jim Cramer's Action Alerts Plus portfolio. Jim is out today, but Jeff, we got to kick this off by talking about the general markets and the tariff issues that we're seeing. We got two headlines last night, one that the Mexico-U.S. Trade talks are not doing very well, and another one of President Trump saying $300 billion might be applied to Chinese tariffs. What are your thoughts?
Well, so I think we have to keep in mind that we're still kind of working off 6 straight weeks of decline, right? So that's going to be some of this oversold bounce that we've seen the last couple of days. So I think that's kind of what's really driving the markets the last couple of days. Are we priced in yet on tariffs? I don't fully think so. I think a lot of people are of the belief that there will be some type of solution with Mexico. Now, whether that occurs before the tariffs get implemented and then scale higher, I'm not too sure about. So, but I think there is still that overall belief. And then a lot of people are pricing in right now what the Fed's going to do. I think it's pretty consensus now that the next move is cut, not raise, not hike. And so now it's just a matter of how soon it will happen and to what magnitude. But I think that's something to watch out for. But again, we're working off 6 straight weeks of decline. It was market was heavily oversold. Over in Action Alerts Plus, we've actually been selling the last couple days, kind of cycling through our positions, selling. We've been buying a lot lower, so now we're selling same stocks and similar industries that have since rallied, and that's the type of portfolio strategy that we're going to talk. We have our monthly call next week, and just such a great time to have these monthly calls every month because there's always something so important going on in the market. So we'll be having that next Wednesday. So it's going to be an important call. We're going to be talking through that portfolio strategy.
And in case you guys didn't know, Action Alerts Plus is Jim Cramer's investing club. You can go and sign up on actionalertsplus.com. All right, so before we move on to real money stock of the day, I do want to talk to you about FAANG, and I want to do kind of a check-in. So in 60 seconds or less, can you break down each of the names and how they're being impacted?
Okay, so 60 seconds. You got to time me on this one. All right, so first one, Facebook. Obviously, that's going to be all privacy issues and antitrust, and it's going to be a concern of whether what they're doing with their data, and if CEO Mark Zuckerberg has too much power. Next we'll go Apple. That's going to be tariffs, China. CEO Tim Cook, he set out publicly this week that he doesn't think the company will be a target of some type of retaliation from China, but how they're going to manage those costs is key on on every investor mind. Amazon, that's going to be antitrust again, even though what the company does is they're trying to improve the consumer experience, right, through low prices and next day shipping. Netflix, so we have the Disney Plus launching in November. And so there's a lot of talk right now how the subscribers, are people just going to jump ship from Netflix, go to Disney, so that's something to watch. And then lastly, Alphabet, that's going to be the DOJ probe into antitrust concerns. So I'm not sure if that was 60 seconds, but...
It was close to it. We'll take it. There's a lot going on in FAANG right now.
Yeah, so, but those are what you want to watch. Those are, I would say, the biggest risks on each of those right now.
All right, so let's move on to our real money stock of the day, which is Five Below, and I know that's a holding in Action Alerts Plus's portfolio. I want to ask you, though, through the call, there was a lot of talk about tariffs and how tariffs could impact the pricing. So I guess in kind of a lighthearted way, could the tariffs change Five Below to 10 Below?
Well, so it's actually interesting you say that because they're actually rolling out a 10 Below concept. So they're looking at a higher price point.
So my question is unique.
Yeah, no. It's interesting because their stores resonate so well that people just are always drawn to this 5 Below concept, this perhaps 10 Below concept that they're trying. But as it relates to tariffs, they raised guidance, and guidance previously was on a 10% rate, and now it's on a 25% rate. So they're mitigating it. They're expected to mitigate the tariffs pretty well, and even on those $5 price point items, they're very against it, but they're exploring raising prices to slightly above $5. So we're talking cents here and not dollars. So if they had to raise prices, so I don't really view it as too much of a concern. But I want to touch on this more on our paid that we're going to speak to next because it is an Action Alerts Plus holding. So we'll get into it more there.
So, of course, you can find us over on actionalertsplus.com where we'll be talking about the daily rundown. We're going to be breaking down Kohl's as well, so there's a lot of retail names that you guys need to know. And can't switch topics without mentioning that Five Below is our real money stock of the day. Kevin Kern will be following up on what you need to know about discount retailers all day today. You can check it out on realmoney.com. All right, so we got to move on to one of my favorite stocks right now, which is Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
And they report earnings tonight, and I want to get your thoughts on that.
So I guess first off, I know it's a favorite stock. Is it a favorite type of food of yours? I mean, I know you've tried it.
I have tried it. I wouldn't say it's a favorite. I would eat it again, but I would say that I am still a hamburger girl.
Yeah, I haven't personally tried it. For me, it's I like the real thing, but I see why people are eating it. So with that respect, obviously sales are going to be the key here, and if any type of like new partnerships, if they're expanding into new restaurants taking on their products, new grocery stores taking on their products. So I think that's going to be the most important thing. What I would do with the stock, I mean, expectations are going to be very lofty into this one. The stock has made a massive move ever since its IPO. It's going to be tough to live up to expectations. So for me personally, I would just, if I haven't bought this yet, I would just chalk it up and say I missed the move, maybe look for the next one.
It's not tasty enough for your portfolio?
No, I wouldn't say so. Not at this moment, no. A little too early for me.
And guys, I'll be covering Beyond Meat's earnings after the bell over on our Twitter account. And one thing that I'm looking for is the partnership rumors about their partnership with McDonald's. I think that'll be really interesting. I'm going to look for CEO comments on that. And of course, you can find that on our Twitter page. All right, so we got to wrap up because we got to move on to our daily rundown show. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And for all of you watching on TheStreet.com or on Facebook, we are now jumping over to our Action Alerts Plus members-only club video on ActionAlertsPlus.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you tomorrow.